Heather sent me a text. If people got problems, send them to Brian. Good to have you back in the house, brother. And Scott, give me a second. I'll have you come up here. I know I saw you floating around here somewhere. Where? Oh, there you are. I'm looking everywhere but there. So market has been just crazy, crazy, crazy. And I think we're hearing tons of people say things are slowing down, right? The good news is I've had people saying, I'm getting my buyers' houses finally. But the bad news is houses are taking a little longer to sell. Megan this morning said, I just had 2 houses sell. I had 1 offer on, and these are houses that would have had 15 offers a year ago. So I think, in my mind, the moral of that story is we need to be making sure we're setting correct expectations with sellers today. Because any seller that's living in what happened last spring, or even 30 to 45 days ago, is going to be wildly disappointed and upset at you if they're not getting multiple offers. 34. We were seeing houses 45 days ago listed at 210, sell for 250, 260 with 25, 30 offers. I don't think that's there's exceptions to that rule, but we've got to be living in the real world right now. So I'm of the opinion, if you're not out there hustling, stirring up business, talking to people, your pipeline's going to slow down. The number of buyers has clearly came down here. I think it's a combination, as we've talked in the past about interest rates raising, but I think it's also the NASDAQ's down over 20%. People, I think, are looking at their retirement accounts, their brokerage accounts, and the cost of everything is going up right now. So I think it's a combination of things going into the economy where they're trying to control inflation, and they're slowing it down. But if you have buyers, this is a great opportunity, I believe, to get them out there and get them in something with a whole lot of competition in a spring market than we've seen in a number of years. Is that fair, Heather?
I've been away for a week.
Heather's been away for the week, and the world ended, and now that she's back. So, well, give those to me real quick. She's like, I'm still gone. Why are you bugging me? So number of active listings, 243, and that's taking away coming soons of 148. So 148 coming soons, that's been in that 140, 150 category, 160 category even. Yeah, for a while. So there's a lot of coming soons, which is good. But 243, again, that's still not a lot of houses. And with that few houses, when someone's telling me we're only getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 offers on a house, that tells me we've got a whole lot less buyers in the marketplace today. So as we continue to say through this COVID time, there's never a time, total listings, including new constructions, 573, taking 152 out for coming soon. There's never been a time that we need to communicate with more frequently, with more clarity and more value than today, right? We've got to be touching base with people, planning client appreciation parties, lunches, coffees, get-togethers, building relationships. The market and your center wants to know what's going on with real estate. This is a great opportunity with all the changes going on, with higher interest rates, with the market slowing down on the buyer side, for you to pick up the phone and call everybody in your database and reach out to them and educate them. The more that you stay in contact with them, the more value you give them, the more knowledge you have, the more likely they're going to be to call you when it's that time to buy or sell. So Scott, you want to come up and talk about insurance? And then we're going to dive into Sunshine Kids here. Is Ashley in the house? She said she was going to be here. We know she is here. I love it. So we're like, we got to always have that 10-minute Ashley time. Ash, why don't you sneak up here? I'll have you come up with me next.
All right. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate you giving me some time this morning to talk about our favorite topic, insurance. My name's Scott. I am one of the regional vice presidents for Home Services Insurance. I was here about 6-ish months ago introducing Amber. And I would just like everyone to give Amber a round of applause because she's doing great. You know, I was going to do that. No, Amber's off to a really great start. And I'd like to thank everybody for their support, giving her the opportunity to give quotes to buyers, Vince was talking about how difficult it is for buyers out there. We want to be part of that solution to make their process a little easier. Speaking of things going up, I hate to tell you this, but your insurance premiums are going up along with everything else. It's just the way of things, along with everything else. The cost of materials specifically and some labor costs too are driving premiums way up. And so I'd like to remind people that, not to give you a downer on a Tuesday morning, but because our model to get people the lowest possible price for the most accurate coverage is really what your buyers need and you need in this situation where premiums are fluctuating almost every quarter with our carriers. I've never seen carriers take more than one rate increase in a year. And I've seen some carriers this year take 3 already, because their premiums aren't adjusted properly for the rebuild costs that they're seeing. And we're having more aggressive storms, more total losses, that sort of thing. I say all that to remind you that what we're going to do, and when I say me, I mean Amber, what Amber's going to do for your buyers is shop that insurance to multiple companies so she finds the best coverage for the lowest price. Not everybody fits into one mold. Your captive agents, your State Farms, your American Families, they only have that one option. If that doesn't work, they're going to pay a higher premium. We don't have to pay exorbitant premiums to get good coverage. We can get the most accurate coverage for a pretty low price here. So I wanted to just remind you that, and also just say thank you for all the support. I know that we just started here, and it's insurance. Insurance is the most exciting thing, but it is one of the most important things that you're going to purchase for a house. Okay. And I'd just like to encourage you to, if you haven't, to talk to Amber about how she does her business here with your buyers. And if you have your own policies, it's a really good time for her to take a look at it for you, especially if it's coming up on renewal. Those renewal premiums, those renewal rates are changing, I'm telling you. And if you haven't looked at it, you're going to end up paying a little bit more. My policies are coming up in May, and my premiums increased $1,200. And that's in Minnesota. That's a little bit different than here, but the rates are basically the same as they are down here. So a lot of money that could be coming out of your pocket if you don't check. Amber can check it for you. She can review it. Okay, I'm the corporate guy. You don't know me. I get it. And again, though, I really like to say thank you for supporting us, but I'm not your boots on the ground. Amber is. And so I just wanted to have her share a story or two of the success she's had here in the last 6 months.
So we do have some good news. I know when we originally rolled out, we were not doing commercial. We didn't have a market for that. We do actually have a dedicated team now who's going to be doing commercial. So if you do write commercial properties, if you've got somebody who does 10 plus rental properties, apartment buildings, your commercial retail, any of that stuff, I do have a dedicated team, and we can now look at those for you. So that's a big win for you guys. A couple really great stories is I've done some insurance for some of your colleagues. We've saved them lots of money. They were very happy. They love me now. I work really close with mortgage lenders. I have had a few times where it was going to kill a deal by the amount of the homeowner's insurance because it was putting them over their ratios. So I was able to go in, find them a cheaper option, raise deductibles, work my magic to be able to bring that premium down so they didn't lose the deal. So that's a really great resource that I have, is that I have those options that I can go in to help you guys really save that deal. I'm also finding a lot of people that are just loving the fact that they don't have to go out and shop it. So I'm calling them, I'm taking that off their plate. I'm telling them that I'm part of the family, I'm part of the team, and that I am just another service to make this as seamless as possible. And they really love that added service, that it's just one less thing they have to deal with. I'm dealing with their lender. I'm sending them all the paperwork. All they have to do is say yes. And then I take it to the end, and then they show up to closing and it's all taken care of for them. So I'm up on 3rd floor, give me a call, come see me, shoot me an email. I'm available all the time. So, all right. Thank you.
Josh, Ashley, you get your coffee yet? All right. So Josh, why don't you start us off with the golf tournament, which is right around the corner here.
Yeah, guys, this year the Sunshine Kids Golf Tournament is going to be in June. We kind of fast tracked it since we're going to be having the big event later in the year. So June 15th, it's a Wednesday. We have sign-up sheets on all of your chairs there. So a little bit different this year. Ashley got together with the Sunshine Kids. We've got a dedicated website to make it super easy to sign up so that we're not tracking down 500 checks. and trying to get people to pay. Thanks to COVID, everybody should know how to use a QR code now, since we had touchless menus for about 2 years. So it's really, really easy. And I would hope that we have the support. We can get 54 teams. We've got about 10 right now. We just literally in the last 2 weeks have put this together. So Tiburon is going to host us again. So it's always a great event. If you guys know affiliates that want to be whole sponsors, please reach out to them. There's a spot when you hit the QR code, you can sign up for your team. You can pay for the mega putt all in one type thing there. Whole sponsors can sign up there. Event sponsors for drinks, lunch, dinner, those type things. It's all on the website. So I know it may be easier just to shoot Ashley an email or a text and say, hey, I've got a check and all this. If you guys could please try to use this website, it really does help out, because she's also working on the big event. There's a ton of work to be done there. So if you guys have any questions, you can always text me, email me, same for Ashley, but teams of 4 are $500, right?
Yep.
$500, same as last year. Whole sponsors are $250, $300. 300 for the whole sponsors. And then we've got different levels of sponsorship for the food and drink. So if you guys have any questions, again, we rely on you guys to make this event happen. We're going to dial back a little bit on all the raffle items this year, but it's super important that we get this thing filled. We've had it filled pretty much the last 5 years. So if you guys could talk to all your friends and clients, take them out for a round of golf. It's always a great event, and being in June, it won't be super hot. So thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Do we have the QR code? So you encourage them. Everyone screenshot that while that's up there, and let's.
It's on the thing.
Okay,
And you
good,
can fill
good.
out your team names and everything. So you pull the
Good.
QR code, do it. Everything is right there. It's super easy. I did it yesterday while I was driving. So
Is that good for insurance rates? Ash, why don't you kind of give us a rundown? We're going to be getting 2 40 by 100 tents again this year, and we're expecting 3,500 people for the event. But talk about what we're going to be doing on
Yeah,
your
so
side.
our big event is September 8th. A lot of you have not been here for that event because the last one we did was in 2018 when we were just getting ready to merge with CBS. So we have these 2 large tents out in our parking lot. And unfortunately, our parking lot will probably be out of commission for about a week. But we get food donated from area restaurants. Everything is donated so that 100% of the funds that are raised from our donors goes to Sunshine Kids. We'll have Mamie's in charge of all of the auction things. We'll have a silent auction, an oral auction. We'll have a live band. Hopefully Jason Burns still wants to coordinate that for us. And yeah, so it's a really fun event, free food, free drinks. And there's various fundraising levels. We're also going to create one of these websites so that all you have to do is scan the QR code and sign up online as well.
Your committee, you feel good about the number of people you have on your committee helping you get the food
Yeah,
and the
if
drinks?
you haven't signed up for a committee and you want to be involved, feel free to reach out to us. Maybe Gina's probably the best point of contact. We have our fundraising team, the auction team, and the tent team, which kind of gets all the food donated and drinks. And then, yeah.
Before you go on to Reese and the kid. So I want to say one thing it's really important if you've not been here before. The company pays for the tent outside of the donation they do for sponsorship, and all of the food and drinks in the past have been donated. So literally 100% of everything you guys give it gets sent off to the Sunshine Kids, which is highly unusual. And it's one of the reasons we do it here, because we can do it here and pay for a tent substantially cheaper than, I mean, Josh, what do we pay the golf course that day? I mean, $45,000.
Yeah.
How much do we end up paying the golf course that day for the holes and usage? 15,000. Okay.
Half of what you said.
But 15,000 there, or we pay 15,000 here, right? And we're raising substantially more money. So we be cognizant of how do we maximize the money that we raise and get to the kids. So that's something that we've had a lot of good success on. And it sounds like we thought we were maybe going to lose some of the mac and cheeses and the seafood
we get
stuff, but it
food
sounds like we're going to get all that
from
stuff.
New Orleans, literally overnighted. We're going to the airport the night before and getting all this food that they freezer pack and send to us. So it's a really great event. We try to get pizza, sandwiches, pasta, the food from New Orleans, barbecue. We have all of our sides, wine, beer.
And it lays
so-
out cool. We put the band up on the corner of Pitch upstairs on the second floor and put speakers down here kind of overlooking the whole thing, but it's a crowded event.
Yeah, sponsorship levels, I think, start at 250 and go up to 10,000.
Why don't we go into the childhood ambassador thing that we had started last year, not done a great job on,
Right.
and kind of where we're at on that.
So a lot of you might remember last year when we sponsored Reese and we collected money for Reese Bittner. So we have now coined that as childhood ambassadors to kind of separate it from Sunshine Kids. Sunshine Kids is a 501c3 and it's an actual organization. Childhood ambassadors is something that we're doing internally to help support kids with cancer within our community or people that you guys might know, family, friends of your kids. And so last year we raised quite a bit of money and we were able to give it to Reese. We gave him $2,500 and then there was somebody that received funds from the Care Fund and they donated that back to Reese as well. So he got a substantial amount of money and his family is trying to plan a trip for him. He doesn't know about it yet, I don't think. So once they've kind of coordinated it and surprised him with it, we'll kind of give you guys some updates for that. So because we're so focused on our actual Sunshine Kids events, this year we've decided to put it off a year and do the childhood ambassadors on our off years. And so we're not asking you for money here and here and here and here. So if you guys have kids that you know that you want to nominate, you're welcome to send those to Gina and we'll hold on to them. And then we'll look at those next year and try to do something if it's every other month, once a quarter, something like that.
And to piggyback on that, if you have kids, because Children's, which has been a little bit more protective, and the Med Center are the two hospitals that we're sending kids on trips on. I know they're calling right now, trying to coordinate getting kids from both of those hospitals to go on trips. So if you have a personal connection with someone in one of these hospitals, tell us so we can try to get a request to have one of those kids go on the trips that the Sunshine Kids are going to start taking again. And they are starting to take them again this summer. So we're excited about that.
For those of you that maybe don't know what Sunshine Kids is, it's an organization based out of Texas. And every year throughout the year, they take groups of kids, only kids and their nurse. Usually take 4 or 5 from a community and they group them together and maybe send them to Florida, to Disney, to New York, to California, to a whole bunch of different places. And it's a time for those kids to get together and be with other kids that are like them. Because when you are going through cancer, every single one of those kids have said they feel so isolated and they feel that they don't have any friends. They don't have anybody that knows what they're going through. So going on these trips really is a boost for them. And they feel that they are not an outsider, that they do have friends and they know other people that are going through it. And some of them have connected across the nation with friends and maintained communication and travel to see each other. It's just a really great organization to kind of just create that happy side and fun atmosphere for kids going through cancer.
So I don't want to screw this next one up. We're going to pass around a sign-up sheet for teams in the hope of getting baskets for this.
Maybe, do you want to talk about it?
All right. All right. Mamie.
She's in charge of all the auction.
Okay, yeah. Where's your sister?
I think it was 10, 12 years ago, Lori Paul asked me if I would help her and then she walked away and it's been that many years since. So
She disappears during this
yeah,
time.
yeah, where the hell is she?
Maybe at the
Yeah.
end of each event says, I think I'm done doing this. I'm like, okay.
I
we'll
know.
talk
Thank
to you in
God
a
there was
year.
COVID. for a second. Okay. So anyway, so the auction, there's an auction team, but the auction team is like everybody in this room. So there's a group of us who have committed to making calls, sending out letters, harassing you. But for the auction, it does take a village. Our auction, I think in the past year that we did it, raised a little over $60,000. It's kind of, you could build a house or refab a house like Fred does and make that amount of money. And we just kind of do this part for the fundraiser. So the auction is, if you know, and everybody knows somebody like Jill Marie Bartling, her family has like meat packing or meat. They do something with meat. So she's donating boxes of meat for the grill. I'd hate to say, God, I wish I could get something from Borsheim's and someone goes, oh, Warren Buffett is my dad. I don't know, something. You guys know, you all know somebody, you have restaurants, your friends have things. So we can go and be a complete stranger and ask, hey, can we get a $50 gift card where you just sleep with the person and say, hey, I need a $50 gift card. So if you can help us out that way, that would be great. So
You don't need to tell us if that's who you're sleeping with. Just get the shit done.
hopefully you're married to them, but if not, no joke, whatever. So anyway, so if you guys have, and you raise your hand if you've actually been to an auction, bid at an auction for a fundraiser. Okay. All right. Everybody knows what this is about. So those are the items we need. So we have letters. If you want formal letters, we can send them to you. It basically says we're having this event. If you want to donate, that would be awesome. And we have the, the 501c3 number. If you say, hey, here's a person, I don't want to make the call, but if you guys will, I know they will. I just ask them all the time and I don't want to, but I know they're suckers and they'll donate. Let us know and we'll do that. What else?
That's really it. I mean, do you want to talk?
Oh, the baskets. Oh, so the team. So Brooke is kind of going to be in charge of the team. So what we have done in the past.
And you don't want Brooke tracking you down.
Yeah. And you don't have to be a team. If you're super creative and want to do it on your own, that's fine. Or if you're not super creative but want to do it, we have people here who can make things look pretty. So baskets, there's a margarita basket, a fun in the tub basket for children, or not, whatever, you can do what you want. But there could be like
You woke up on the fun side of the bed today.
I had that coffee. No, you know what I'm trying? I'm trying intermittent fasting and I'm starving. So I'm so delirious.
So your true brain thoughts are coming out today.
Yeah. Thanks, Royalty Roofing. I can't have any donuts. But yeah, movie night, game night, anything like that. If you want to put something like that together, if you're a team, like generally teams are good, collect money. If you want to put the money together, but you're like, I don't want to shop, we have great shoppers that we can put together baskets for you. If you want an idea, just let us know. We can get all that stuff together.
You talked really most of what you've talked about is silent auction stuff. But
Or
we
live
also
auction?
raise another $40,000-$50,000 typically on live auction
Yeah.
stuff too. So maybe talk about what some of those big ticket items are, and we'll probably limit that to maybe 10
Yeah.
items.
So live auction, if you've been to an auction, you've seen the live auctions, all the schools have them. People get drunk and they bid a lot of money on, if you have a
The
second.
more they drink, the more money
Yeah,
we get.
it's
We found.
fantastic. So, so the live auction, if you have a second home, if your significant other has a second home, a friend, something like that,
The
that
person
they
you're
put on,
sleeping
the
with.
person you're sleeping with, whoever that might be. Second homes go well. If your uncle is Tom Brady and you can get a jersey, things like that. Any connections you have to items like that. I see Cindy Forehead in the back who has donated her place a ton of times. She's selling it this year, I think, so we might not have it. But lots of people in here have donated their places and condos, and they sell really well for those of us who want to get out of here. So if you've got items like that, if you've got art, if you know this fantastic piece of art, we have an artist in our office and she will be hit up for a piece of art because they're friggin' amazing. But things like that, if you've got anything like that, or if you say, hey, I have an idea, I'm not sure how it would go, let us know. We'll have the live auction, which we're going to limit to 10 so we don't lose the crowd, but then we'll have a super silent, which is a little bit more expensive, that might not just be completely live auction items. We'll have that section, and then we'll have the silent auction itself that night. So it's super fun. And what I'm thinking we're going to do, and I haven't even run this by you, but I think it's a good idea, is because we used to all handwrite. Now we're using the phone where you can bid on it. And when you get outbid, it says, hey, loser, you got outbid, and it gets you mad and then you bid more. So what we'll probably do is throughout the next couple months, maybe pick a couple items that you guys might want to bid on to get you guys all enrolled in the system. So the night of, we're not trying to get you enrolled, and then you can maybe start bidding on some things, some closing gifts for your clients or something, just to get you used to bidding and spending money and getting mad when you get outbid. So I
And
think that's a
those
good
of you
idea.
that last year bid on the parking spots and paid what, $5,300 each or something like that, that's it. $6,300. Who was bitter about that out there? Canny, I see you. Well, you're the one that ran up the bid, dude. We're not gonna, you got that for another year. We'll do that in our off year also to raise money. So we're not going to stick you for that one. And then the flocking.
And the flocking. Okay. So another thing we're doing is, if you don't can't donate money, you're not sleeping with anyone with money, something like that, you can still help us. So have you ever gone by a house and you see this like flock of flamingos in their yard? And you're like, what's going on there? So what we've done in the past, and I know my team did it one year and we were kind of competing with other teams. I think we raised $6,000 in a month flocking people's yards. And basically what you do is you get up in the morning, a little harder with Ring doorbell and dogs, but you get up early in the morning, you put flamingos in someone's yard, and then there's a note on their door that looks like this. And then there's a letter inside that says you've been flocked by, it's either anonymous or somebody. We'll remove these in 24 hours. But if you want to make a donation to the Sunshine Kids and nominate someone, we will flock their yard. And it's basically every morning you're picking up a flock. And it's actually good because it got me out of bed in the morning. I'd go at 6:30 in the morning and we'd pick it up and we'd move it. And a lot of times it's easy because one neighbor will do the other neighbor, they'll do the other neighbor, and you're just really moving them from yard to yard. But yeah. Yeah, we did Nebraska Realty. We've done the other companies, the other real estate companies, but it's super fun way. And it's a minimum $50 donation if they then want to have somebody flocked, or if you guys want to have somebody flocked. I know Shannon, one year we flocked her parents and they moved it on. So again, so if you and a friend want to do it, myself and my assistant did it 1 month. We just committed to do it every day for a month. Again, got us out of bed in the morning and got to the gym right afterwards. Actually, should really do that. But anyway, if anybody wants to do that, we have flamingos downstairs in storage. I know Brooke is going to be coordinating, and we'll give you everything you need to do it. You just need to get up in the morning and do it, and dodge the Ring doorbell. Or you can do it the night before. Yeah, and people enjoy it.
Did like war paint, like
Yeah. Yeah, and if you ever lived on Manderson Street in, I forget what, but I was flocking a yard. I was meeting my girlfriend to flock her dad's yard. She's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm done. Where are you?" She's like, "I'm at his house." I'm like, "I'm on Manderson." She was like, "I forgot to tell you moved." So then here's me. Yeah, it was quite comical at 6:30 in the morning. But anyway, if you want to do it, please contact Brooke Delano. There's so many ways to get involved. We just hope you do. It's a great cause and super fun.
Yeah,
And the event is not just for our company either.
right.
I mean, if you have friends at other companies, I mean, feel free to invite them, and maybe they want to be a sponsor as well. That's how you get into the event, is being a donation sponsor. And then depending on your level, depends on how many tickets you get.
Right. And Tasha is helping me lead that. So we'll be hitting you guys up and getting information out to you over the next week on that. So
And it is good to tell your clients about this, so they don't just think,
Right.
you know, we rank just under there with used car salesmen, that we actually do good for the community, and they like to get involved. And heck, they might say, "Hey, I want to come, and why don't you take my house?" I
And
don't know.
to Ashley's point, a lot of people will get a sponsorship level where they'll invite, 4 or 8 people that their clients, and their clients are like, "Oh my God, this is a cool event."
Otherwise,
and
is it-
those are people.
Otherwise, it was just $50 a ticket to come eat, drink, and bid. on
Yeah.
something,
So
right? That's
guys, we hope that you do this. I know you'll enjoy it. Including, I don't know where Fred's at, but including the flip house, we believe that we'll easily surpass $400,000 in money that we'll literally give to this.
But wait, I do want to say something.
Gotta be
But wait, there's
confident. You
more.
gotta be confident.
So up until this year, maybe the last one, Omaha, Nebraska raises more money than any other affiliate in the Berkshire network. It's silly, stupid, ridiculous. And this year we came in 4th, and we didn't have an event. So it's really great to embarrass California and New York and Boston and Florida. We actually have motivated them. They've all done better since we've been crushing them, sometimes by hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the top 20, the lowest one was only $7,000. And I think in our biggest one, we did 390,000. So we'd like to break 400,000
We
and,
will.
and continue to raise the bar for the rest of the country, because hello. I mean, seriously, a couple of those agents can donate 2 commission checks and beat us. But
You're
anyway.
funny and competitive today.
I am super.
Ashley, anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, guys. Thank you. I think, Carrie, we sent these out, what day last week? Friday. So Q1 numbers, I think we have those in everyone's chair. So if you think your numbers are wrong for any reason, get a hold of Carrie. She'll have someone on the team send you a list of what we have. And if we're missing something, please get it to us. Megan Owens called me immediately, says, "How can Michael Maley be beating me?" And I'm like, "I have no idea. But if you're not going to work harder, why even come to work at all?" So I said, "I'm as embarrassed as you are, Megan." But that's the competitive part of this. It's funny when these are coming out, people start calling me, "Do we have those quarterly numbers out? Where do I rank? Where am I at?" So I love seeing that competition of people going on here. But Maggie, quick buy. You want to throw that up there? Who attended the quick buy thing that we had? Good. So a chunk of you, or at least if you're on a team, someone on your team did and maybe came back and told you about it. So again, we paid, I think, $10,000 to have the ability to do this. So hope that shows you, we believe that this is something that is going to give us primarily, in my mind, an opportunity to get more listings because it's something that may catch the eyes of a potential seller. Whether they use it and take the quick buy offer, I think in all likelihood is not going to happen very often. But it gives us the ability to get in front of them. And if they do, then we stay in charge of the program. So I'm going to turn that over to Maggie.
So I know a lot of you already attended this, but really it's a listing tool. So it is, when you go down to that, sit down with that listing presentation, you've got your traditional real estate sale. You've got then 3 other offers that you can talk to your clients about. It just starts a conversation. So they have the quick buy immediate offer where quick buy will just basically, you as the agent take pictures, you submit the house within about 48 hours. I think they turn back an offer to your client. And then the client has time to either accept that offer. So quick buy buys it and then they relist it with you. So the agent is front and center in every single one of these transactions. So that's an option. They have a quick buy lock. So they basically get that offer and then they have 150 days to decide what to do with it. So they can put it on the market, test the market, and then they can decide, do I want to take that lock offer or do I just want to sell it traditionally? And then the last one, quick buy lease back. It gives them cash in hand to go make another offer. So they can stay in their house. I think it's 2 days. They said up to 6 months, 2 years. I mean, it's totally negotiable. So that the client, you know, and especially in like new construction. So they don't exactly know when that house is going to be ready. They can sell their house now, have cash in hand for another offer, and then lease their existing house back until the new house is done. So, it's just a conversation piece. It's a great tool to use.
When marketing yourself, I would be bringing this up, that this is something you can offer the company takes 0 split out of this thing. So we'll have some work in the process, but we want you to use this as something that differentiates you in the marketplace. Questions?
What's the percentage that they offer?
It's the commission you're
Commission,
charging,
yep.
5 or 6 minus 5% plus closing costs.
So why wouldn't an agent bypass this and buy it themselves?
Because 85% of the agents can't afford to do that. So,
Brad, that's a
and to this point, we know someone like you, we've got some other people here. I see Mike in the room and Adam. There's a number of people that are offering to buy houses, right? They're saying, you know, I'll buy your house for this, or we can list it as is for this, or we can fix it up and sell it for this. So if you have the ability to do that, you can, but the majority of the agents don't have the ability to do that. So we want to make sure that this is available for all agents, just not for the ones that have the. It's well, in a sense, it's wholesaling, but the part that I want to talk about here that I think is the most valuable part is for a 1% fee. You can say, I'm locking in a guaranteed rate here that I'm going to get X dollars. I'm going to get $200,000 on my house, period, for a 1% fee. And basically now you can go out there and say, my house is sold. You know, I'm not making it subject on this. So there are some people in the other markets I'm talking about, very few people are taking this here. But if someone for whatever reason, because they need to sell their house immediately, is going to do this, because we're seeing, Fred, right, whether we like it or not, we're seeing more people wholesale houses than we've ever seen before. So if someone's thinking about doing that, I'd rather us be in a position to do that, because they're going to list that house with us when they list that house. So you've got an option of wholesale here. You've got an option of, okay, pay 1% and I've got a guaranteed lock, and now I can go and buy another house and not say it's subject to my house selling. I've already can show that. And then I'm missing one part of this here. And then the lease back, which has been important. You can lease it back, the house, for 1% a month for as long as you want, and give like 2 weeks notice or something. It's a very short period of notice. So
they don't buy, there's no inspection. They just buy.
There is an inspection. The one contingency is they do inspect it. So you as the agent will upload pictures so they can kind of get a visual of the house. They do an inspection because they'll tell they can't see roofs and basements and things like that. Obviously, they're not going to nickel and dime the inspection, but there is an inspection.
There's a question in the back.
yes. Do we have an extra one?
So the question was, what's the value of the offer? I think what you're asking is what's the difference in the net proceeds, right? versus. So actual value, but really you're going to end up with closing costs. So the difference in net proceeds to the seller, right, is about 5%. So the offer, I guess, will come in about a 9% discount. But when considering fees, closing costs, et cetera, you're going to come in about a 5% difference in net proceeds to the seller.
So what he's saying is if the commission is 5% or 6%, the agent gets to pick that number, okay? And that's what we're going to charge that seller. Then 5% is going to come off that plus hard closing costs. Half the title, escrow, and docs and stuff like that.
Should be about 91,000.
It's about 90,000 minus closing costs, 91,000 minus closing costs. Right. It's not what a lot of wholesalers are doing, which we're seeing are buying houses, flipping it to somebody before they close it and flipping it to somebody else. Right. Yes.
So we have had one in the office, and I think the scenario was the wife didn't want to clean and the husband wanted to be done with it and they didn't want to have that debate. I mean, it was that simple, and they had enough equity in the house that they were okay with that scenario. So there are people out there like that. I think they talk a lot about, you know, like estate sales or POA situations, or you've got a divorce. I mean, there's lots of situations out there where it might make sense. But it's just another kind of tool to discuss and talk about.
Well, and the real value to you guys, and they'll say it as well. And those of you who attended training heard this. The real value is to put this out there, market it, but it's to make the phone ring, right? So they'll tell you they generated what, 3 million leads, something like that. There's several million leads that generated last year through this iBuying platform, right? The difference between Open Door and OfferPad and those, they cut the agent out. These guys are partnering with you guys. So if you guys can market this, you know, social media posts, et cetera, you're doing it to make the phone ring, right? You're ultimately going to retain that listing. So while they might buy it from your client on the first transaction, that listing is coming back to you because they're not going to move in. They don't have an interest in owning the house forever. They're going to do whatever to fix it up and they're going to relist it. And that listing comes to you. So that's really where the value is here, is helping then you generate those leads as well. So we see value in this, as Vince has said, from our perspective, we've invested in this, but we also think it's a great tool for you guys as well.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yep.
That's Maggie.
Yeah, so we're going to put out social media from the company, print material, things like that we already have. There is a link on the new intranet with templates in there for agents. We can help customize those as well. So yes, the answer is yes. I would like to get one more round of training done before we push it out to consumers. So we had 2 training sessions last week. Was it last week?
2 weeks
2 weeks ago. Wow. We had 2 training sessions 2 weeks ago, and then we can do those virtual. So we'll get something set up soon if you didn't make it. And then there's materials that you guys can all use as well.
Anybody else? Yes.
Is the commission paid just on the second transaction?
Yeah. So the question is commission paid just on the second transaction? Yes. You don't get 2 commissions. You get your 1 commission, but it's paid when they ultimately relist the house and sell it.
Relist and sell it. Yeah, and close it.
The question is there a maximum commission percentage? They say market. I have a feeling if you put in 9%, they might question it. But you said it. So like you're setting it up front. So when you run, you know, they say it's market commission. So you know, you set that when
if you're normally in your case, I know if you're normally charging 6.5 or 7%, which is what your team does, they'll be okay with that.
Question was, what do you pay per month? The answer is nothing. We've paid it. So like I said, we see value in this as a partner. We see value in it for you guys. So we're not charging for use this. There'll be this kind of works like Corporate Reload does. So there'll be some work for us on our end, but we're not charging for that. And there's no fees or anything. Like we think this is a valuable
This is purely
tool
a simple move to generate more business, to get us more opportunities to get more deals than we have today.
Mike. They're going to set it. So with your input, the question is who sets the list price? They're going to set it with your input, right? You're the market. They're going to say you're the market expert. You know what, you know, the market's going to bear, you know, as the seller, they will have some input, but it's going to be a back and forth between you and them.
If there's repairs to be made, they're paying for the repairs.
Yes.
But you're going to have input on that too. All right. So questions, let's get out, I guess, when the next class is going to be. Then we'll get marketing materials out on that. We'll get social media out that, but we do want to do a blitz on this, but we want you guys to be utilizing this in your personal marketing also. So, all right. Thank you guys. Maggie, you're not done. The new
That's what I thought.
website, do you want to
Yep,
run through
so-
that?
I just want to talk about, I think we talked about it last sales meeting, but there's been some changes. So first of all, broker exclusives, you should all be seeing an auto-generated email of broker exclusives. It's a form in .loop. You fill out that form in .loop. The admins will go in and input that. That email is then automatically sent out to an agent list. Also in that email is a link to go view all the other broker exclusives. So the question we've been getting there is, how do I access that? That is your email address and your password. So if you get prompted to log in and you don't know your email address and password, IT can help reset that for you. But that's what that is. But it's also showing up in your email. And then there's a summary email that's sent out on Friday afternoons, it looks like, with all the broker exclusive there. So hopefully that's an easier process for everybody.
Has people jumped on that over the last month since we've changed that and felt that's an easier process? We've heard some really positive, good. I'm seeing a lot of head shake. Yes, thank you.
Didn't get the Friday one.
We can double check that. Maybe I just got it.
I thought
Did-
it's supposed,
Did it go?
it's
late
supposed to
Friday?
be going out company wide.
Company wide? Let's,
It went
okay,
out.
all right, we'll
Okay.
double check this.
You got to
Um,
open your emails.
Agent two. The other new piece is Chalk Digital. So again, AdWorks for the 7-day free listing, when you take a listing, that vendor is now Chalk Digital. Chalk has a greater network reach for those listings. Okay. So also the turnaround time is quicker. So listing goes in the MLS. It should be on and appearing on various websites through Chalk Digital's platform within 2 days, so 48 hours. If it's not, we also have the ability to look that up now, whereas in the past we did not. If you had a campaign running with AdWorks before, whether that's a Sphere campaign, maybe you were buying zip codes, that is all still there. They are still a preferred vendor for all of those types of, I guess, products that they have. The biggest thing is on the new listings. When you take a new listing, within 2 days, you will get that display ad showing up on HGTV,
And is it the same as
ESPN,
AdWorks, a week? It'll stay on there
Yep.
for a week free? Okay.
7 days, at no cost. So you can still add your seller email addresses. When you log into the resource center, there's an icon there right away to go to Chalk Digital. So that's the other piece out there that's changed. And then the biggest piece that's changed is the new website. So we have a new website. We had about 3 training sessions last week. I'm coming to masterminds this week, and then we'll do more training sessions next week. New website itself, everybody gets a website. So it's like a maggiewiegert.bhhsamb.com. Every agent gets that. There is no charge for that. So if you were previously paying for the $5 site, that went away. You were not being billed for that anymore. And now you all have the website. You can have up to as many pages on the site as you want. So we have had people in home services test that. They added a couple hundred pages. It doesn't cap you. So you have a fully functioning website that's taking advantage of all the MLS updates, things like that. I have been reaching out to teams, trying to get an idea of what teams want for sites and get team sites going. We've adjusted some things on the images. We've been working on lead routing. So if you see something that doesn't quite seem right, let us know, because it still is a new platform. We got to work out a couple things, but for all in all, it's pretty solid. So new website, you all have a custom site that you can go in and create.
You don't
That
have
did
a-
not replace the resource center. I think that's when I do those training sessions, I think that's the biggest confusion.
And we still have some people that don't have photos up. I know we've worked hard to get that done, but if you don't, please get a photo up, because when someone goes and looks your name up there, they see you and there's not a photo, it doesn't look like you're really in the business. I don't think you're doing yourself any service by not uploading some data there.
Yep, we've scrubbed that as much as we can. So if we just don't have your photo if it's not there.
Yeah.
So that's new. Take advantage of that. If you have questions, reach out to marketing and IT on that too. We can help with that.
Perfect. Thank you. Couple last things. Maggie, I don't think we put those together last week, so I need to wrap up today. Probably Scott. Where'd I lose Scott to? I need to probably wrap up today, first quarter numbers, but if I recall these correctly, Dodge, Nebraska Realty, the market was down for the first quarter and our units are up for the first quarter. So we're clearly outperforming the market. Last April, Carrie disappeared on me somewhere. Oh, there she is. Carrie, I'm not seeing anybody today. Last April, I think we did 1,450 new pending transactions. Is that right? We're probably going to hit 1,350. So we're going to be down about 7%. But as I will tell you, the Omaha market has not been down as much as I've seen the national markets. And we've been even outperforming the Omaha market. It'll be interesting to me to see when we pull numbers next week, how the Omaha market did, but we are clearly seeing a slowdown. So keep that in mind as you're communicating with your clients. We will get graphs out showing how we're doing this year versus last year, how the market's doing this year versus last year. Whole market, Douglas, Sarpy, executive market. We'll have all of those out to you guys by the end of the week. So with that, it's a wrap unless somebody has any questions or thoughts. Oh, no, good guy. And that's Terry. Is Terry here?
First of all, I'm honored to have received this from Steve. And the person I want to present it to is always very responsible, helpful, always on time, willing to do a lot of stuff for other agents and that.
Sheila. Yes. Any questions about anything? Anything you guys are seeing in the market? Get in here.
Hey, we have a drawing. I think everybody got a ticket. Did you pick the ticket?
Yes.
This is our tumbler that we're gonna give out.
Oh, you have a mic.
Check your.
Do you need your cheaters?
339. I don't need any cheaters. 397 101. 397 101.
Cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Guys, let's keep working. Let's have a great day. Thank you.